Hello again, Master Duel Central. How's it going, guys? I'm super excited about all the new cards that we're getting. The THERION engine is so fun. So yeah, I just went on a 5-game win streak and got a rank up to Diamond 4 playing the PREDAPLANTS. So I figured, you know what? I might as well make a deck profile on this because they actually can use the THERION engine thanks to this card right here. THERION Lily Borea or Lily Borea. Basically, this card can target a plant monster in the graveyard. It's going to equip it to her and special summon herself. You tribute her, and then you can search out your field spell, which is the Disc Coliseum. And you go Disc Coliseum, search the Regulus, and then you can special out the Regulus and you get an Omni Negate on top of the regular Predaplant stuff. Other than that, I did have to remove the Frightfur engine to fit this in. So you could say that the deck loses a little bit of like going second power. I don't really agree with that statement, however, even though some people say that, because I think in the same way that the Frightfur engine might bait out some negates, the Disc Coliseum and just this engine in general absolutely does the same job of baiting out some negates. They do not want you to get to that Omni Negate. But anyway, I want to show you guys some gameplay. I also have some really dope replays, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so we're currently in a solo mode. I just wanted to show you guys, at first I want to show you like the perfect combo, so you know the ideal hand, which is actually THERION Lily Borea, a branded fusion, and any Predaplant monster. So this is like your goated hand, like best hand that can happen. Obviously it's not going to happen all the time, but just kind of want to show you the extent of where the deck can go. So the first thing you'll want to do with a hand like this is go branded fusion. Then you're going to make yourself a Lubellion. To make Lubellion, you're going to send a Biblisp and an Albaz naturally. Then afterwards, you can go Biblisp Chainlink 1 to chain block the Ash, the potential Ash Blossom, although they would have probably already used it on Branded Fusion, to be fair. And we have to discard a card from hand with the Lubellion. You discard the Predaplant monster that was in your hand. That's why you need, like, you know, Branded Fusion and a Predaplant monster. And also, like, the THERION is just a nice little add-on. The special summon that we want to go for is actually an Albion off of the Lubellion here. So you use Lubellion as well as Fallen of Albaz to make an Albion. And then you get the effect of Biblisp. You're going to add to your hand a copy of Serikiniant. Then with the Albion, special summon the Ambulomites. So you go Ambulomites by banishing 2 Predaplants from your graveyard. And there you go. Make Ambulomites. Activate the effect of Ambulomites, and normally you would search a Predapractice here. We already have the Predapractice, however, maybe a Bufolicula is a good thing to search. Actually, I think the one I want to go for here is probably Predaprime Fusion. This is a good extender if you already have Predapractice. We really did draw the absolute god hand. So at this point, you want to use the Predapractice. Predapractice, special summon the Serikiniant from your hand here. Perfect. And from deck to hand, you can add a card. You want to add a Bufolicula. Then you can use the effect of Ambulomites, tribute over the Serikiniant, and you can special summon from your deck a Darlingtonia. Darlingtonia. So you can trigger both effects here. You want both effects to trigger. So from deck to hand, we can add the Predaplanting with the Serikiniant, and then the Darlingtonia. We can search pretty much any of these. You want to go for the Ultra Polymerization usually. So now we have our Ultra Poly. We might as well go for the Lily Borea at this point. So Lily Borea. Gonna equip Serikiniant to special summon herself. To the field you go. Boom, boom. Also, don't put it in your Pendulum Scale. That was a mistake. But anyway, you use Lily Borea's effect and you send the Lily Borea to the graveyard. That way, you can go get the Disc Coliseum, the field spell. And you activate THERION Disc Coliseum, you'll get to search out the Regulus. Add the Regulus here. Perfect. Then we can activate the effect to special summon him using the Lily Borea as our equip material. So special summon the boy. And this time I'm not going to make that mistake again. We're going to put the Lily Borea down here. Perfect. Then you're going to want to use the effect of Ultra Polymerization to make yourself a Dragostapelia using the Darlingtonia, as well as the Albion branded dragon. Now the thing that's really cool, well, for one, they can't respond to the card, and for two, it actually has a graveyard effect to special summon back the materials used for the fusion summon. So it's like a double monster reborn on top of being a polymerization, which is like insane value. So after this, you're going to use the graveyard effect of Ultra Polymerization and you banish it from your grave, you get this special summon out from your grave, the Darlingtonia, as well as the Branded Dragon. And they both go to 0 attack, 0 defense, and their effects are negated. That is not a problem. We will then activate our Bufolicula. Boom. Perfect. So then you use the fusion effect of Bufolicula, and you want to make yourself the Omni Negate, which is the Starving Venom Predapower Fusion Dragon. So we're going to use the Ambulomites as well as the Albion Branded Dragon. Make the one and only Predapower. Pretty dope looking card. Pretty dope looking. And normally your combo would pretty much end here. We have a pretty good hand though. You know, we have Predaplanting. If you guys want to know what happens here, basically we have one Omni Negate. We have another Omni Negate once our opponent has a counter on the field. We also have this card here, Predaplanting, which basically functions as a skill drain for us because it's going to put counters on every card on every monster on the field. It's going to put Preda counters, and while this card is face up on the field, every monster with a Preda counter is negated. So this is basically a way to negate every monster on the field. You can wait and get greedy and try to use it on multiple monsters, or you can just use it to negate one monster you really need to negate. So it's like it turns your Dragos Apelia into 2 negates. Then you'll have the Omni Negate off this card right here. Predapower Fusion Dragon. You'll also have Therion, and if they out the Starting Venom Predapower, you can actually just bring it back with its own effect. If it's sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can special summon it back and you get another Omni Negate, because the Omni Negate is not a hard once per turn. We also, like, in hand, since we already had the what is it, the Preda Practice? Yeah, since we already had Preda Practice, we also have Preda Prime Fusion, which is quite useful. You know, like, it kind of functions as like a weaker version of Super Poly, so it might come up, it might not, but it's just nice to have around. So we'll just set that, and we're looking pretty crazy here. Oh, also we get our Albion effect in the grave, and we get to add Branded Fusion to our hand here. So we got to see all 3 Branded Fusions this game. Isn't that crazy? This time our opponent is making us go second, and we drew into Super Poly. You'll love to see it. Let's see what we're playing against, though. I'm just hoping it's not Runic. I do think Runic is still, sadly, after this set, still pretty much in a tier of its own, to be honest. Especially going first. We're seeing a Pot of Desires. Usually, to me, that screams Sword Soul. If it's Sword Soul, it's bad, but not unplayable. We do have a decent amount of gas in here, so we should be able to do something. Oh my goodness, my mans. You did nothing. Okay, so I'm expecting a lot of hand traps here. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah, so I kind of see the play here. We're going to go with Bufolicula for starters. Then we're going to activate Bufolicula. Feels good that I can actually pronounce it this time. And we're going to make Ambulomites using the Biblisp as well as the Darlingtonia in our hand. There we go. So we can make ourselves an Ambulomites. I'm going to put it in defense position. Ambulomites to the field, and we can use both of these effects. You want both of them to resolve, so it doesn't really matter who you chain block. I guess I technically want this one more, but yeah. So Biblisp searches a monster. Let's see, do they have the Ash? They probably do. They probably have a handful of hand traps right now. Probably got a handful of hand traps at the moment, right? And oh, that is a big deal. That is a huge deal, actually. That's really crazy. And then Chaos Hunter. Wow. Chaos Hunter kind of helps us here. Just because we have Super Poly. And we can kind of extend a little bit in weird ways. Yeah, that kind of helps. That kind of helps. Okay. Sure. Not a problem. Not a problem. So Biblisp gets negated. We will get our search off of Ambulomites. And let's see here. We did not normal summon yet. I don't really want to go for an Orphis Scorpio. It would be good, but I don't want to discard the Borea for the Orphis Scorpio. That would make me very sad. Very, very sad. And we do have this card right here, Ultra Polymerization. So we probably don't even need to do that. Actually, you know what? I think Saracenian might be really good here. Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty decent to me. Let's go for that. Add a Saracenian. This is a pretty good searcher. Yes. And now I'm going to summon out the Saracenian. Yep. Then we can use the effect of Ambulomites. Tribute the Saracenian. Yeah, this is a good way to get to Darlingtonia without... oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess that's not happening. Well, in that case, we're going to go for our next play, which was just going super poly, discard ultra poly. Discard ultra poly here. Surely our opponent's going to scoop it up at this. Like, what do you even do to this? Okay, we have a couple of options here. I actually really like this card. I have a feeling they're playing Sword Soul. They have Sword Soul in their picture. So, like, this card kind of destroys Sword Soul because we can just negate their Synchro Summon. That seems kind of crazy to me. It's not like we can extend much further after anyway. We can get this and an Omni Negate with the Borea. That seems pretty good to me. Let's go for that. Use all three of these guys. Make ourselves this one. Trifo Verit. Yeah. That card. That card. And we get the effect of Saracenia to search as well, which is pretty great. We did use our normal summon. We could go for a PREDAPLANTS. This is a pretty good card. In this scenario, I think that's probably our play. Yeah, because we used our Bufolicula this turn. We've used our normal summon. I think PREDAPLANTS is the play here. We can make this guy really big if they happen to have a play. So let's go THERION Lily Borea. And yeah, we just basically equip any of these, right? Like, doesn't really matter which one. We'll grab the fusion. So Borea, to the field you go. And equip the Ambulomites. Make sure not to cover up your pendulum scales. I love doing that. I'm not used to playing pendulums at all, but these scales are really, really good. Yeah, so for the card to send to the grave, you actually want to send the Borea, in this case, to activate her effect, and you get to search out the Disc Coliseum. So shout out to Disco Elysium, by the way. Good game. But anyway, we're going to activate the Disc Coliseum. Activate the Disc Coliseum. Very, very funny, very funny sequence of words there. And we can special summon out the Therion King Regulus, getting the equip here with the Boreal. So we got our big boy, Omni Negate, and Summon Negate, plus PREDAPLANTS. PREDAPLANTS is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. Let's just go for it. I mean, they're on 3 cards. I really don't think... Like, if it's Sword Soul, which is really big time what I'm putting them on, like, there's no shot they play through this shit. No shot they play through this stuff. Impossible. Impossible that they can stop me here. Come on. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. I want to see a long one first. Oh. That might help you a lot. You know what? That's kind of crazy. But if it's Sword Soul, realistically, whatever they draw here will not help them. Because I just need 2 interruptions to deal with the basic Sword Soul stuff. I need to interrupt Moye. Well, basically Shishao. And I need to interrupt Long One. So I'm going to hold on to it. This is kind of crazy, but I think it's the right play. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they draw into, like, I don't know, Lava Golem. Aha. So it was Sword Soul. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, shit. That's pretty big. Sending both of those. Wait, but yeah, they sent a Veiler as well. Damn. You know what? It's fine though, because PREDAPLANTS stops Sword Soul anyway. It doesn't even matter. PREDAPLANTS already stops Sword Soul. Because I'm just going to change our levels to 1 with PREDAPLANTS and we just win off of that alone. We don't even need that shit. We literally don't need these guys. They go for Taya. Okay. So that means they don't have Long One. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, buddy. Turn this on. This is going to be funny as shit. This is about to be funny as shit. My man's is going to scoop it up so hard after this. Oh my god, dude. This is the funniest way to out Sword Soul ever. Wait. Do I not get to use my effect on resolution? Oh, thank goodness. I was a little worried there. Yep, no problem. I'm going to use PREDAPLANTS. Dude, I was so worried. I forgot that there was a banish effect on emergence. I thought I didn't get to use it. Also, you send a Biblis with the PREDAPLANTS and you get a search for later. So that's pretty good. In this situation where you have the Bufolicula, almost always your best search off of Biblis, if you have nothing else, is to get the other Pendulum Scale, because you can use Bufolicula and the other Pendulum Scale to make your monster. So, look. Go Bib... Oh. Right. They called by Biblis. I forgot. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. No problem. No problem. We still win the game here. Whichever they beat over is not going to be enough. We absolutely win the game here. If they beat over Trifle Vertum, we're going to have a huge monster next turn to beat over them anyway. Oh, and we have the THERION Discolisium. I actually forgot about that. This card almost works like Lost World in Dinos, actually. Yeah, so from deck to grave, we're going to send a Endless Engine, our gyro system to like recycle our Boreal, I suppose. Yeah, scoop it up, buddy. Guys, this deck is fucking cool, okay? It's so fun to play. It's so sick. So here is the card by card. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me tremendously. And we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the summer, which I think we can do. So for starters, we have one Saraceniant or Saraceniant. I'm not exactly sure how that's pronounced. 2 copies of Biblisp, 2 copies of Clemedo Sundew, 2 copies of Scorpio, 2 copies of Darlingtonia, 3 copies of Ash, double Fallen of Valbaz, 1 Romare, triple THERION Lily, Borea, 1 copy of THERION King Regulus, 2 copies of Bufolicula, 2 copies of Triantis, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Ultra Polymerization, double Predapactus, triple Branded Fusion, 1 Endless Engine R Gyro System, Epic, double THERION Discolisium, double Super Polymerization, 1 copy of Cosmic Cyclone on the off chance that we draw it against Runic, double Called by the Grave, 1 Predaprime Fusion, and the Predaplanning. As for the extra deck, we have double Ambulomides, 1 copy of Chimera Flesia, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, double Dragostapelia, double Albion, double Mirror Jade, 1 Lubellion, 1 Trifeovertum, or Trifeovertum, not exactly sure, or Trifeoverutum. Anyway, Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon, the one and only Starving Venom Predapower, and the Predaplant Verte Anaconda, which does come in clutch sometimes. I do recommend running it. But yeah, that's the deck. I think it's so fun. It's an awesome deck, honestly. And I think you could absolutely get to Diamond 1 with this. It's actually really, really solid. I do want to say I might change some cards around in this deck. I'm not saying this is the definitive way to play it. I just built this deck. I'm still kind of learning the ins and outs. Raptor actually mentioned to me that running the Lone Fire Blossom might be a good idea here. So let's see. Yeah. So Lone Fire Blossom, you know, once per turn, tribute this card, special summon 1 plant monster from your deck. You could actually summon out the THERION Lily Borea with this, and then use the effect of Lily Borea to tribute herself and go get yourself a THERION King Regulus. And it's also just good for your deck's consistency because you can obviously also use it for an Orphis Scorpio if you need it, or like maybe even a Saraceniant in some niche scenarios. So I definitely want to consider running that. I'm not exactly sure what I would remove. I don't want to remove my 3 Ashes. Like, it's one of the few hand traps I have in the deck. Actually, it's the only hand trap I have in the deck, and I really want to be able to negate that Max C as often as possible. So, oh my god, we're just getting subs on subs today. Shout out to you, Russell. But yeah, so that's, like, I highly recommend maybe trying to figure out a way to fit this in. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Huge shout out to my UCT tier members, as always. That would be Raptor, Boggerman for 20, Dadu, Joey, Hudamemi, Rightos, as well as Brett Webster. Okay. All right. Peace.